Hi there, friends. Welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. I'm so happy you're here this afternoon because I have a couple of great projects to share with you. Some of you may have been live with me earlier today. This morning at 10, I did a Facebook Live with a catalog walkthrough with the last chance list. And then I got on, I think about 11, I can't remember, 11:30, 11:45, took a short break and then got back on and did the same thing with the January to April mini catalog. So I have both of those videos posted on my YouTube channel, Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe, or you can view them right here in this Facebook page. And a little bit later, I will post them both to my blog as well, so that people will have access to those between now and the time that both of those catalogs retire. I'll just mention that the last chance list or the last chance promotion is dated for April 9th through April 30th. All of those products on the last chance list are available now. You don't have to wait till April 9th, but it's the discounted prices that go into effect on April 9th. Not all of the products retiring are discounted. Some of them are, many of them are, and trust me, the discounts, the sale prices are so good on many of them. And all last chance items are available while supplies last only, okay? While supplies last only through April 30th, whichever of those comes first. And I will forewarn you that many things do sell out quite quickly, especially when the discounted prices go into effect. I'm going to mention, first of all, the 2022 to 2024 in colors. That includes Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. Anything with those colors will be retiring. Every year, I tell people, shop early to make sure you can get those products in the in colors that you want. And every year, somebody contacts me after the new catalog launches and they missed out on something they really want or really need, and I can help them then, okay? The ink pads, cardstock, refills are a big thing, and the markers, those don't, are not discounted. I believe the blends are, and some of the ribbons and embellishments, but cardstock, ink pads, re-inkers, and Stampin' Right markers, I suggest you buy now instead of waiting, because they could sell out at any time, okay? And I don't want you to be disappointed. All right, enough talk about the last chance list. If you were with me on Tuesday's Facebook Live, I showed you how to make this really cool and easy fun fold card. It's sort of like a mini card inside a larger card base, but it's really easy. The demonstration, all the dimensions have been posted to my blog, stampinpeace.com, and it's also a sneak peek of new products to come. The Mediterranean Blooms Suite is fabulous. I love the designer series paper. I love the citrus bloom stamp sets and coordinating dies. There's even a, what do I want to say? Embossing folder. No, that's not this. There's, what is there? An embellishment. So it's the DSP, the citrus blooms, stamp set and dies, and the embellishments. It's my favorite suite in the new catalog. So be sure and check that out. Today, I am working with the, now it just slipped my mind. the zinnias paper. What is it called? I can't remember. The zinnias paper. You get it. It's on the online store, online exclusives, and it's fabulous. I love the bright, cheerful colors. I'm going to show you how to cut this one piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper and decorate 2 gift bags with it. And I will also show you how to make a coordinating card for each, all from just this one piece. So let me flip my camera around now. I'm awfully tired. Can you tell? The 3rd Facebook Live of the day. Yes, I'm tired on this March 21st, but I'm going to put my camera around now so we can get started on today's projects. While I'm doing that, would you please be so kind as to share this video for me and invite others to join us? And you can even, if it's easier, tag your friends right here in the comments. Oops, gonna flip one more way. Oops. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Really not technical difficulties. It's really Mary's brain is slowing down. And I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and could not go back to sleep. So at 5 a.m. I decided instead of fighting it, I would just get up, made myself some coffee, watch the news, and then just got started working. So it feels like it should be 5 or 6 o'clock for me, but it's not. It's only 2, but I'm glad you're all here. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks so much for being here. I'm thrilled to have you as always. I'm going to just quickly show you what we're making so you have an idea. So I've got 2 gift bags. I believe they're called cub size, C-U-B, and they're 8 inches across and 10 inches high, okay? And what I'm doing, they're basically very similar. I've decorated the one bag, and then I've got an attached card to go with the gift bag. And then I did the same thing and just stepped up the bag a little bit. So let me show you now how to do that. So I'm going to take my piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. This is non-directional, so I don't have to worry about which way I'm cutting or which way I'm putting my paper in my paper cutter. But if you do have a directional paper, you want to pay attention. I need to cut 2 pieces that are 6 inches across and 8 inches tall. So of course, if your paper is directional, you would want for those 6 by 8 pieces to be in the vertical direction. But I'm going to start by cutting 4 inches off one side, and I'm left with an 8-inch by 12-inch piece of designer series paper. Turn that to the horizontal position and cut it 6 inches. So these, in essence, are the same size, and these will be the focal point of each of my gift bags that I'm decorating. And then I'm going to take this 4-inch by 12-inch piece of DSP. I'm going to cut it at 6 inches, and I'm going to take just one of the 6-inch by 4-inch pieces and turn it to the vertical position and cut at 2 inches. And I'll actually be using the reversed side for these pieces. Now, if you have a piece of DSP where you like both sides, perfect. It works out great. If you don't like the reverse side, you can choose a coordinating DSP from another package or one of our color families, or simply use a piece of cardstock. All right. With the second 6" by 4" piece of DSP, I'm going to leave this in the horizontal position and cut it in half at 3 inches. And these will be, these 3" by 4" pieces will each be a focal point for one of the cards. So now I want to go ahead and, let's see, should I do the cards first or the bags first? Let's do the cards first, actually. Let's do the cards first. So I've got 2 card bases. This is from 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm using Flirty Flamingo today. I scored it, first I scored it at 5.5 inches, and then I turned it to the vertical position and cut at 4.25. So I have 2 vertical cards. This is very important that you have your fold on the top of your card base, not on the left side, okay? It's at the top, because that way we can hang our card onto our decorated gift bag, all right? So that's why I cut them this way. They're the same finished size as when I have the fold on the left, but you do want to score and cut this way. I told you that I was using those 2 3 by 4 pieces as the focal point for each card. I'm going to adhere each one of these to a piece of lemon lolly cardstock that measures 3.25 by 4.25 inches. Just like that. And then I've cut 2 pieces of pumpkin pie cardstock. These each measure 3 3/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And I went with the 1/8 inch measurement on these because I want just a small border of the pumpkin pie showing. Okay, I want less of the pumpkin pie showing than I have of the lemon lolly. And again, this works easiest with non-directional DSP. It's not impossible. With directional DSP, you just have to think a little bit harder which way you're cutting, etc. So now I'll adhere these to the center of each card front. I cut the layout pretty simple just because the DSP is quite busy. There's a lot going on with all the colors and shapes and images. So therefore I kept the layout pretty simple. And I'm also going to put some basic white cardstock on the inside. And this measures 5.25 by 4 inches. And then I'm going to finish off each of my cards with a sentiment and some iridescent rhinestones. Now I've gone ahead and stamped my sentiments ahead of time, and I'm using this happy birthday from the Go-To Greetings. if you aren't, oh, and trust me, Go-To Greetings is named so appropriately because so often I go right to the stamp set for birthday, thinking of you, thank yous. All right, just a note. So this is on the retired list. I would not doubt that it would sell out. I have no way of knowing for sure, but if this is something you've been wanting, I'm going to suggest you buy it sooner rather than later. It's been very popular, and I will love it, and I will miss using it in my demonstrations. But, of course, you can all continue to enjoy it. Noreen, I'm a little bit sad, too, about the thick, very vanilla cardstock. With that, I'm going to suggest to you exactly what I'm going to do, and that is stock up on some as soon as I can before it's gone. And I'm just putting my sentiment right about here, maybe a ½ inch or so from the bottom of the layers. You don't have to measure exactly. You can also choose to set it at an angle, do it in the center, up high. Let me do one in the center. Whoops. Both my samples that I made, whoops, come on. Both my samples that I made, I did it this way with the banner a little bit lower. Finish off with a few embellishments. This is these are iridescent rhinestones, and they are retiring iridescent rhinestones. Now, I will tell you that, let me go over here. No, I'm going to go right there. The iridescent rhinestones are also retiring, and this is all just coincidence. I made my samples quite a while ago before I even looked at my retired list, my last chance list. So it's all coincidence. It's not Mary being pushy with sales or anything like that. Please understand. And I think if you've been around, you know I'm not a pressure person. Mainly because I don't like that myself. Does anybody else feel that way? Anyways, but those are retiring. They may be discounted. I can't remember. So there are my cards. Okay. So now let's decorate gift bags that we can use. And these cards will hang right on the front of the gift bag. Okay. No reason to use an envelope and stick the card in the bag. So the first bag I'm going to do, this is going to be super simple. And I am going to use multi-purpose glue. When I was making my samples on the one, must have been late. I think it was late when I was doing it. And for the life of me, I couldn't get the one straight. I couldn't adhere it straight. And I would pull it up. I had tape on. Actually, I used tear and tape, so I was trying to pull it up, and it was tearing the bag, and in the end, it all worked out, but you can avoid some of the frustration I had by using the multi-purpose glue, because that allows you time to move and slide your DSP if you need to. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this 2-inch by 6-inch piece of DSP. Remember, all these pieces of DSP that I'm using on the 2 cards and the 2 decorated bags are from one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. Okay, I'm just simply going to lay this in the card at the top, kind of center it, and then I'm kind of estimating where I'm going to be adhering this DSP strip. And I do that by just looking and seeing if my card looks pretty much centered, okay? I'm going to just put a thin line of glue on each of the ends of the 2-inch strip. There we go. Same thing, I'm going to hold those together, kind of center my card on top of that 6-inch by 8-inch piece of DSP, and then I'm going to press down the ends of my 2-inch by 6-inch strip and just hold that in place for a little bit. You just want that to seal really well, okay? Oops, I can see some of my glue coming out right there. Do you see that? Do you see the glue seeping out right there? This is what I do when I see, can you see it? See the glue seeping out right there? This is what I do when that happens. Instead of rubbing and getting my fingers all icky, I can lay this silicone kraft sheet on top, press it down where that glue is, and then it will pick up most of that glue. I'll just let the rest of that dry. And then if it's still kind of tacky, I can use my adhesive eraser to get the rest of that tackiness. But this way, I can pick up most of that excess glue. So here's the finished bag. So now I have a pretty gift bag. Again, this is the 8 by 10-inch size. I think they call it, I think it's called the Cub. Yes, Cub, C-U-B. That's a standard size of gift bag. I guess they all have different names. And this is the only size that I remember the name of. So there's one. Now let's do another gift bag, but I want to step it up a little bit more. And I'm going to actually cover the entire front of my gift bag for the second one. So again, I've used the same pieces for the card. I've got the same pieces here, right? And all of this has been cut from one piece of Designer's 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. The 2 cards and the pieces I use for decorating the gift bags. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and I'll just go ahead and use this again, adhere my 6 by 8-inch piece of DSP to Lemon Lolly cardstock. I brought out that light yellow. You could choose any coordinating color, or colors, I should say. We're also using Flirty Flamingo, which is the background color on this zinnia paper. And then I'm going to adhere this to a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock that I cut the same size as the bag front, okay, that Cub bag. So all I did was use a ruler and measured 8 inches across, 10 inches high, okay? And you should, I mean, the bags are supposed to be that, but anytime I get another, buy more bags and I'm doing something like this, I always measure because they can vary just a little bit in size from one brand to another. So one might run like 1/8 of an inch bigger or 1/4 inch bigger or 1/8 inch smaller. So I always measure, but generally, oh, come on. Generally, they are 8 by 10 inches. See what I mean about using the multi-purpose glue so you can pick up and slide your layers around as you need to. Does that look pretty good? Well, it still doesn't look quite centered to me. Ah. Okay, we're going to do something different. Since I messed up this side and it started to rip, I'm actually going to just put this on the front of my gift bag. It'll turn out the same. It'll just flip the steps. And to do this, if you just kind of have your hands at the edge of the cardstock and the paper and then just tap it on your work surface, all three of those sides will line up really nicely and easily. So let's try this again. And I want to get this centered. On the Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Okay, now that's better. Why did that turn out so well the first time? Or the second time, but not the first time? I don't know. And yes, Vesta, I am very tired. You are so right, Fran. Isn't that the best thing about paper? It has two sides, right? I love it. Okay, now just like I did on the previous bag, I'm going to add my card by putting this 2-inch by 6-inch piece of Designer Series paper inside the card. I'm pushing it right up to the fold. I'm not adhering it, I'm just putting it in there, okay? Push it right up to the fold, kind of try to center it. I'm going to add adhesive to the ends of those 2-inch strips, or that 2-inch strip. And then I'm just kind of centering that card in the center of my layers. Okay, it looks pretty well centered, wouldn't you say? And once I have that, then I'm just going to press down those two ends where I put my glue. And you can see why I just put the multi-purpose glue on the two ends. Some of that glue is oozing out again, so I'm gonna pick it up with my silicone craft sheet. And that is today's demonstration. So what do you think? So now I have 2 gift bags ready to go when I need something to put a birthday present in. Okay. And I like the cup size bag, the 8x10, just because it's not too small, but it's not too large. It can hold a lot of different things. So typically if I'm making bags ahead of time, I usually do this size, okay? A few of the smaller ones, but generally this. So here, again, I've got 1 gift bag and 1 coordinating card. And I did the same thing on the second gift bag, but I stepped up the bag by adding some layers of cardstock to it. Super easy. So if you have time to dress it up a little bit, or if you don't have a lot of time and you want to keep it simple, by all means. And the last thing I'm going to do is just add a ribbon and bow. Now this is the Parakeet Party metallic ribbon that is retiring. And Parakeet Party is not one of the greens in this paper. We've got Granny Apple Green, there's Garden Green, Mossy Meadow. There's a whole bunch throughout the package of the zinnia paper. But with the shimmer and shine of this ribbon, I think it works perfectly. All right. Don't ever look at, especially textured ribbons, different ribbons. Sometimes, yeah, they are one color, but they can coordinate with several colors. All right. Or they can work with several shades of that green or whatever color. And when I do bags like this, I do tend to make the bow kind of big and leave long tails, long ends hanging. You know what I forgot to show you was my inspiration for these projects. So let me tie the other bow and then I will grab that from behind me and show you what I used for the inspiration, because this was actually a project that I have made these before, but not for a very long time. And I made them a little bit differently. And I received a gift bag from my upline while I was on stage. And I wanted to show you how she decorated it, which is very similar to how I've made them in the past. But when she gave me the gift bag, I thought, oh, there's a project I haven't done in a long time, or I haven't shown it in a Facebook Live demonstration. And that little bit of bow and ribbon just really finishes off the bag, don't you think? So here is the inspiration. And Susie also used the zinnia paper. Actually, it's the very same print. I didn't realize that until just now. She used a different one for her 6x8 piece. And here's where she used a piece of cardstock. And you can use the word window, or I don't remember what this one was called, but any narrow punch or die to cut a window in that piece of cardstock. Okay, and you can see she made her cardstock band go all the way to the end. She put it up higher, I put mine lower. So there's lots of room for you to play and customize and make it as you wish. Okay, hold on one second here, because let me see if I can find it. Okay, where did it go? Okay, I'm looking for an embellishment and I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm doing something different today. Now, I know I have I thought I had a package of the iridescent rhinestones that I was going to use as a giveaway today. But guess what? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I thought, am I going crazy? These are retiring, and instead of sending out the bags, because I want you all to make your own, use the products that you have at home. Make sure to cut your DSP, that one sheet of 12x12 DSP, the same way I showed you at the beginning of the demonstration, and you'll be able to decorate 2 gift bags and make the 2 coordinating cards. But instead of mailing the bags, I'm going to send somebody the iridescent rhinestones. Keep in mind, these are retiring. Now, I will say these, especially really the large rhinestones, they do stand a little bit taller. So I don't necessarily use them on cards that I'm going to mail, but this was a perfect option for something like this because I'm not going to be mailing these. So the thickness of my card really doesn't matter, or the bump that the rhinestone creates really doesn't matter. But I'm going to ship this off to somebody, and let's see. For today's code word, let's write gift bags. Gift bags. Okay, so if you would like to have your name put into the drawing to receive this package of iridescent rhinestone basic jewels, type in the comments now, gift bags. All right, Jean Hoffman, I'm glad to see that you made it home safely. I bet you're tired after that long road trip, but I'm sure you had a great time, and I had fun visiting with you yesterday when you passed through Columbus. All right, gift bags. Are there any questions about what you've seen in this demonstration? I'll put this right here. I have to remember to mail that. Any questions? Okay. And if you do not know already, I did catalog walkthroughs with the last chance list for each of these catalogs. Okay, I did a Facebook Live with this one. It lasts, I think, like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that, hour 30 maybe. Page by page, had everything marked in red, told you what is retiring and if it is discounted. And then I got back on and did a second Facebook Live, which lasted maybe 20, 25 minutes, and did the same thing with the mini catalog. You can watch them here on Facebook, Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe, or you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is the same name, Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. Okay, but that makes it a lot easier for you to see what is retiring, what's carrying over, what will be discounted on April 9th. And you don't have to go through the list and with all the small print. Okay, just something I do as a little gift or service to you for as a thank you for supporting me in my business. Sharon, what a great idea to make a pattern with for the DSP paper. I love that. Love that. Actually, Andrea will be here this evening, and I'll ask her to make a template for me to show how to cut that DSP to make these 2 gift bags, and I should say to decorate the gift bags. We're not actually making the bags. To decorate the gift bags and make the 2 coordinating cards. Okay? All right, everybody. I'm ready to call it a day, but I have some more work to do. I've got to do lots of cutting for my Blueberry Bunches class to go, so I can ship those class to go kits by Saturday. Anyways, I thank you once again. For those of you who are with me 2 and 3 times today, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you next week, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. Until then, happy stamping.